call Mr. Darby to come and share with us more about the business he does, how he started it, and what it brings to him till date. Mr. Darby.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Thank you. I prefer to speak in French if you allow me. Anyone don't understand French here? Yes. Some of you. Okay. Then I'll try to express myself in English. But excuse my English if it's not so perfect. Well, business message. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Business in a message. It's a very good idea. As you can see here. Connecting spiritual values with practical economic action. Connecting spiritual value. Spiritual value, as you know, I believe many of you are believers. You should believe in something in life. Might be Christian, Mohammedan, anything that you can believe, it's something spiritual. That's the word. So, we've got many values in life that we need to observe. When we talk about value, we see virtues. We see virtues like faith, patience, temperance, brotherly love, and so many of them that you know. That was supposed to be something that we apply in our life every day in order to achieve great things. Those are the values that can also help you connecting it with entrepreneurship, business, even work environment. You need those values in order for you to be the best in what you do. I'd like to share with you a little something with regard the values, first of all, and then we will try to see how to connect it with business. Well, as I can see here, there's a lot of young people, which is a good thing. Our prophet says that when you are young, you need to think about your future. By thinking about your future, you will see that something will come in your mind as unknown, which we call inspiration. And that inspiration will lead you to start thinking of actions. As the lady said, Nathan here says effectively that whatever you can think, you can see in your imagination, you can transform it into material, into manifestation. So, as young people gather here, it's a very good thing that we come together and share ideas of what we think we can do in life, first of all. Because everything starts like an idea. And by doing so, you will have that anointing will push you to actions. And then you can manifest it. When you look at around yourself, around you, there are people that you don't know. And it's going to be a very good occasion today, I believe, after this exercise. I will suggest you to sell everything. I was living in Morningside at that time. Everything that you have in your apartment, and then you come here. Because I don't have money to send you next month. Can you just imagine you're a student and you don't know how to make money, but I tell you, well, you need to live by yourself from next month. But it wasn't something that shaped me. It was actually very amusing for me because at that time I started already to do little things, so I knew how to take care of myself already. But the idea of now living by yourself, it was something that I never had to start to think of it, because I was a student. And you know, young people, when you're a student, you are a little bit lazy. You say, well, my parents are going to send me money anyway. So I went there, and we spent 1 week in the bush. There's no water, there's no electricity, and you can just see how it's so big. They explain to you, well, we've got so many hectares, more than 10,000 hectares that we can buy, but we already have 600. So 600 is too big for me. I said, oh, what are we going to do here? I said, well, we're going to plant maize, we're going to plant this and that. Everything was ideas, project. And I said, where are we going to get the money? He says, well, I'm going to sell my house, I'm going to sell this and that, and we start. I said, okay, give me time to think of it. But from there, I already knew that that's not something that's generated in my mind. Therefore, I knew that I would try my best to do, but it's not what I want to do. Because it's very important. If you don't have something in your mind, don't try to do something because of influence of another person or to imitate somebody. You will fail. Because the process of creation, even God, He thought first of all of something and He spoke. And then it came to manifestation. And God had to believe in His own word for it to be manifest. So, in that time I said no. I told him, listen, I've got an exam that I need to pass. Please allow me to go back to South Africa, and then I'll come. Then we can do agriculture. But it was my way to run away. So I came back, and from that time, I decided, I said, well, either it goes through or it breaks. I will start full time to know how real estate works. Then I bought some books. One of a good writer, his name is, it will come, but it's How to Make Money in South Africa Out of Property. And I would suggest you to go and read that book. It's very, very interesting. I'll check it for you. That book was like my Bible. I read it more than 10 times because it shows you how to start properties, how to deal with contracts, how to identify, to value properties and everything. Then just by that thought, as I say, the inspiration will come over you and will start to guide you. That's where I believe it's God who comes and inspires us in many things that we do. Then I started to say, okay, I read in this book how to get money from the bank, from this, from that. Then ideas started. I said, well, I've got a bank account with ABSA. What can I do? I went to the bank quickly. I'm not going to be long. I just want to share you the testimony. And I asked the banker, look at my bank account. What do you see? He says, well, I see that you have good transactions. And I said, what's the credit score? Because the book says you need to check your credit score. So I checked the credit score and said, oh, but it's fine. Knowing that my financial situation won't be the same in the few months coming, then I said, I need to take this opportunity to get the loan quickly as possible. Now. Then I said, can I request a loan? He said, yes, of course. For how much? How much am I qualified? He says, oh, you qualify for 2 million. I said, really? I said, okay, good. Then I said, okay, give me all the requirements for me to apply for a loan now. And she said, oh, do you have this pay slips? Okay, pay slips, I already thought of it. I made myself a pay slips because I had a company, but she didn't know. and I did it by myself, of course. And she said, okay, can I call your landline to confirm that you work in this campaign? Because I was smart, my book already told me that this is how they do the bank. So I had a friend that had a guest house. So I told her, please don't move away from this landline. They will call you very soon, you stay there, and they will ask you this question, and you say, effectively, I work. Yeah. So when they called and then she answered, she confirmed everything, and then that was a miracle. She said, well, as we got everything, we will respond to you very quick. And before I know, when I went home, I received an email to say, well, you are approved.
Same day.
Pre-approved. Same day. So they needed a OTP because I asked for a home loan. And because I had so many OTP around me, I was checking some properties in Germantown. I wanted to buy a building for 5 million. Can you imagine? So my faith from a student brought me to think that I could buy a building of apartment for 5 million. But I was only qualified for 2 million. So I had to rechange to see, okay, which one can fit this 2 million. Then I went to Yuval, and then there was some property that I was targeting. Then I took all of them, I just said, okay, anyone that's gonna be passing the test, it's good to start. That's how I started the first step in properties. And I'm telling you, it was challenging after that because you have the loan, you need to make money to repay the loan. But you see, the same energy that I had that showed me, you gotta do property, it was the same energy that's driving me today to do anything. As long as I can see it in my mind, I know that I'm gonna manifest it. And the rest was story. History, I mean. And to say that the values are very important, you need to have a target in life. That's important. Besides faith, perseverance, and passion, you need to have targets. You say to yourself, this is what I'm going to do, no matter how long it takes, I will do it. And you put your focus in it. Don't be distracted. Don't have multiple ideas and never have a plan for it. When you have a focus in life, that focus will open up to you as a revelation, and you will make a plan. And don't have one plan. One plan failed, and you say it wasn't meant to be. No, there is no such thing. You need to have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, until God says no. But as long as heaven says no, the devil will come to you, will say, you are not capable, you cannot do it. And that's the voice that we hear every day, every time. But use the faith. Faith is like something little. For you to be here, you needed to use faith. What proves you that you're going to be here today, if it's not faith? No one of us came here because he just came here. No, he believed that at a certain time I'm going to reach there, and from here I believe I'm going to get home. Who knows who is going to live in 5 minutes, in 1 hour, in 2 years? No, no one. So we're using faith in little things, but sometimes the voice of the devil comes to us and tell us, no, you are not able to do that. So do not listen to that. Listen to who told you that you can do it, and let that inspiration, that virtue, start to lead you on how to do it. So for today, I would prefer to not develop so many things, because business is so wide, and I believe so many interveners will come to also share what they've prepared and everything. So I thank you very much for your attention, and I will give the beautiful lady a word.
for the next speaker, I'll be calling Mr. Enock, the owner of EMP Cycling. He is the man behind the cameras. So, Mr. Enock.
Shalom Saint. Hi everyone. Please bear with me. I'm not used to be in front of the camera or speak on the mic. Thank you for having me. It's such an amazing opportunity being here. Means a lot to me. And I would like personally to thank people, the organizers, and without any further ado, my name is Enock Mbuyi. Sorry, I'm talking quite fast. So, my name is Enock Mbuyi. I'm a DOP, Director of Photography. I have a company called EMP Cyclone. We are a production company. We do like corporate work, like from your biggest company like Coca-Cola, Vodacom's, alcohol brands and all of that. A business, I'm here to talk about business, but like a little bit different. I'd like to talk about connection. Because like anything that you need to do in life, even as a person, for you to function, you need to have sort of certain connections with your own body, with everything else that happen around you. I would like to quote Brad Branham, and I'm not here to preach or anything, but excuse me, I have a little bit of notes here. He says he has like a lot of books and books. One of them called Investment. He says, show me, please excuse me, I'm speaking quite fast and I just need a minute to. So in our company, we do like production work. So production work, you get to meet up with like different individuals in different fields. It could be churches, it could be alcohol, it could be like everywhere. So that's how I would like to talk about connection. The connection I'd like to talk about is for you an individual and for business as well, for people that like to create business. So you'd like to have a connection with everyone you'd like to work with, and you'd like to have a connection with yourself as well. So, in our company, we strongly believe that creativity is the new productivity. For you to be productive, you need to collaborate with other people. Like, you need to work with people from different fields and different industries. So, that's why connections is highly important. I would like first of all to talk about connection for you as an individual, like to operate and go out and meet other people to connect so they can invest in your business, so they can understand what you're doing, how you operate. Yeah. So my values are mainly connection with what we do, because we created like production. We are more like on production side. So we deal like with different people, as I mentioned, from like different fields and different countries and worldwide. Please forgive me, as I mentioned, I'm not used to talk to the mic. I'm more on the production side, so I don't even know. Yeah. So, for you to be connect and be productive and to make any business work, you need to connect with other industries you need to connect with other people. So when we talk about connection, we live in the world where there's spirit. Everything is run by spirit. And everything that we see that is tangible is made by things that is unseen. That's why I would like to emphasize more about connection. For me, I see business as a connection, because like when you go and you talk to other people, you'd like them to invest in your business. You'd like to connect with them and certain on something. So you guys can have a certain connections and agree and then work together. Because you can't work with two people, you guys don't agree on something. So you need to have certain connection with like those people, all those investors. A note here, I wanted like to reference something that was like very dear to me, because like when I became a photographer, I was like 18, 19 years old, and then I was very confused about like what I wanted to do. So there's a time I was at home, I didn't know really what to do, because like I had a pressure from home. And then I was just 18 and 19. My brother was calling me because he wanted me to work with him. And then the family as well, they were asking me, now you are finished, what are you going to do? So I sat at home, and then I remember it was like on Tuesday, and the following day I went to church. And for me, I consider church as an educational place. So on that day, I remember I was at church, the preacher talked about being convinced in your place in Christ. So I took that when I went to work the following day. I was doing other things. I used to hang out with like another brother who was doing a lot of things, like from being a carpenter. I was just like looking for what I can actually do, what is my position, like what are my potentials. So the reason why I would like to talk about connection to be my main things I would like to share with everyone today is because connection is so important. It's highly important. If even you go out here, you start any car, or you want like to achieve anything that like will work and be in the long term, you need to have like a proper connection. The connection needs to be like established like properly. So I was working with the brothers. I was just like doing a lot of different things, trying to find myself, see what are my really potentials. So when I went on that day at church, and then the preacher he talks about a lot of things that were like very educational. He said, some other people, you find them, they're just carpenters, but that's your position in Christ. So he talk about faith, and he talk about like being convinced as well, like being concerned. Yeah. So when I went back home, I sit down and then I think, I used to like do a lot of different things like carpenter, like first cars and do all of that. So that's when I sit down, I was convinced, I was like, okay, cool. I need to look on my side, like what I really wanted to do and how I'm gonna go about it. Because I used to do like doing carpenter stuff and then doing mechanic as well, and then do other just like few things like promotions and all of that. When I went back home on that day, I sit and I start thinking about what the preacher was talking about, what the teachers in Sunday school. And then I was like, okay, cool. I need to look for something that's connect, something that I'm convinced to do, and then it would be something that I can work with. So that's why I started looking to see what I can do, what I'm good at. So it was not easy. It was very hard for me. It was very hard for me because like the pressure from the family to try to find out something that you can do and you can be successful at, it's not that simple. So that's when I sit down, I see a couple of things I was doing, and then I remember like, no, I used to take photos of my little brothers most of the time, and I used to be creative and I used to do other things. That's when I decided, I'm like, okay, cool. Creativity might be the way to go about it. But I didn't know exactly what creativity or what do I have connection with to be creative or what I need to do. So that's when I decided to like go further, to just like to look and then see what I'm connected to. That's how I went back. I started doing like a couple of different things. And then one day I slept and then I woke up. I went to have another interview. I got there, I was doing another job. and then something happened there. And when something happened there, and then I helped the guys to like fix the photography and all the things that we're doing. And then I finished and I went back home. I didn't even think about it. I was there to do some other jobs. So the following day, and then they sent me an email, or the lady, they called me, they were like, no, we believe that no, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Even before that, because like I did took a decision already to become a creative, and I didn't know connection with what I need to do. That's why I just decided, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go out there again. I'm gonna do different things because I don't know. I need to find like connection with something. That's how I went back outside. They started working, do like multiple things. And then from there, I went and I do something that was completely different from what I was supposed to do on that day. When I went back home, they called me, they said, no, this is what you need to do, and that's all of that, and that's all of that. And I said to myself, I'm like, okay, cool, this is what I need to do, but I'm still not convinced, I'm still not connect. So, because like everybody that knows here, please bear with me, everybody that knows the business, it's a very vast topic to talk about. And it's a very big, even connections, it's also like a very big topic to talk about. But what I would like to talk about is like, no, as an individual, we all have things that we attract, things that we think about, things that we do sometimes that we don't pay attention. Yeah, that we don't see. Because I believe that everything is connected together. So for you to really be beneficial of those connections and like to have like the way through it, you need to be connected for you like to have a fully access to the thing. So what I would like to talk about as connection is, sorry, please bear with me, I'm almost done. So with business, you need to learn how to connect with normal people, and you need to learn also how to connect with yourself, like whatever boosts your fuel. Like if you're a Christian, you need to go to church. If you're, because I will work with like a lot of different things. If you see some other than Muslim, if there's time for them to close church, they'll close. Even if you come there, you offer them 1 million, they wouldn't open that church. That's the connection I'm talking about. Because by the end of the day, you can be in any situation, you can achieve anything. But the really fuel that will fuel you, it's something that makes who you are. So what are you connected to? What are your faith? Like how you see things? Because like, you can have passion, you can be talented, but if you're not connected to something that like makes you who you are, because you can go out here, there's like thousands of photographers, there's thousands like of companies that start every day that do like amazing things. Even when I start my company, like I decided I didn't have like a proper document, so I decided to be like a photographer myself, so I can explore the field and see how things work. Which is like in 2016, it was actually so crazy because like when you go out here, you don't know where to start. That's where you need a connection. To have a connection that will lead you to see the right path, to see the right people, and to be in the right places. Thank you so much. That's all I have to say. And please feel free to ask any questions. And yeah, and I can show some my number. If you like your kids and come for mentorship, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you.
Thank you. The words were a bit shaky there. I see. You see now, it's easier to be behind the camera than in front of it. Well, I believe we picked up a thing or two, although our speaker was a bit stage shy. For the next speaker, we're going to talk with, the next speaker talking is the CEO of Gtech Labs. He doesn't like me saying CEO, but he is the CEO. He is in the technical field. So he has a special request because, you know, technical people, if we can just dim the lights so that he can project. Is your projection ready? Yeah. So we'll come. Oh, you want to do it that? Okay, so we'll go with that. Yeah. we'll go with the projection, I see. Mr. Grace Kalombo, the owner of Gtech Labs.
All right, good morning. Getting a bit of betrayal from the projection stuff, so I think I'll just run without it. So today, one of the most important things that we wanted to share from this platform was to actually try to connect, as Enock said. And then another most important thing was actually this platform is here to bring entrepreneurs together and try to communicate ideas and discuss things like that, and try to influence other people. And probably from our experiences, what we've learned, we can actually help one or two people to find themselves unblocked from the situation and stuff like that. So today I'm going to talk about my journey in tech. So I actually started just as any other guy. You know, in tech, people want to make websites to make money and stuff like that. This is how I actually literally started. So from that point of time, I didn't have anything in mind. I didn't even know how to build a business. I didn't know any other thing. But the only thing that I had in my mind was to make money. So I know today a lot of people are like, okay, I want to make money. So how do you want to make that money? And we get a little bit confused when it comes to the fact of making money. And you're going to see other people saying that, okay, I'm running the business, I'm a businessman. But if you go deep down, there's nothing else than just trying to make money. You can make money without having a business. I have no problem with that. But then you can also make money while being a businessman. So in my career, I started back in the days. I actually wanted to make money, as I mentioned. And then I was like, okay, how can I make that money? The only skill I had back in the days was how to build websites, simple website like where you just have pictures and images and stuff, those boring stuff. And you know, with that kind of skills, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to be turning around. You're probably going to be getting gigs and getting 5,000 and stuff like that. Because that wasn't my idea. Me, I really wanted to make real money. But then at the time, the only thing I had was that small skills, because that was the only thing that I had in hand. Just the way God asked Moses, what do you have? I have my stick. So that's the only thing you can use right now. So I started it, and I was like, okay, at least I have to be organized. I need to make sure this thing goes far, as high as it can. Let me go and register a company. So me going and registering a company, I didn't have anyone to tell me what to do. I didn't have anyone to advise me on anything, because we're living in a society whereby when you be like, I'm going to start my own business, people will be clapping hands for you, not even knowing, not even trying to redirect you through the same direction, the correct one I mean. So you're trying to run a business, you're trying to open a company, what's the problem you're trying to solve? You're trying to run a company just because you want to be a CEO, because right now it's like, everyone wants to be a CEO because no one wants to wait for other people. Be like, we hear it's like in the society, don't wait for people, just go and have your own company. So that's like some sort of mindset I had in my mind. I'm like, okay, let me go and register a company. I registered my company, and after registering the company, I started facing challenges that I didn't see coming. I'm like, okay, now I have a company, what next? How am I even going to go out there and start getting clients? I think that's the most important part. Going out and get clients. For you to get clients, you need to find the people who have problems. And those problems are things that your business or your solution, it's actually like some sort of solution you're offering to them. Because if I have no problem and then you come to me, you're going to pitch your business from today until tomorrow. I'll be listening to you, maybe I just go on the road, but then at the end of the day, I already know the answer. I tell you I'm not interested. So that I think that we don't really kids nowadays. And I found myself in that position, not knowing the problem I wanted to solve. But in my head, I knew that I wanted to make money. So for you to make money, it's either you're exchanging your skills or you're offering a service. So exchanging skills in a different way. You can offer a service, you can build a product that solves a specific problem and stuff like that. Then I'm like, okay, let me go out there and try to do like other people do. You know, we watch YouTube videos, they want to tell you don't stay in the room, go out, meet people, and do X, Y, Z. We do that. I reach out to people, cold calls, and cold emails and stuff like that, getting rejections after rejections. Then I'm like, okay, wait a minute, what am I even doing? What's the problem I'm trying to solve right here? There's so many ways of making money. If I want to make money, this is not the only way I can make money. But since tech is my passion, tech is something that I really, it's coming through, but it's okay. It's something that I really want to do. Let me now go back and try to study more and understand the skills which are required for me to be able to offer services that people want. Then it's that point of time, I went back and started studying. I actually studied a lot of stuff. I went through YouTube videos. I'm talking about technical skills. So I wanted to make myself to be in a position where I can offer services like other companies are offering, and to be in a position to build enterprise level applications like applications like we're using talking about WhatsApp and Facebook, just only simple websites. So that's what I wanted. And then after going back and learning the stuff, it happened that I met a guy. That guy had a lot of experience. He was a software engineer. Then we spoke, we were speaking about the stuff, and I also told him I'm also a software engineer, this is what I do. He's like, okay, that's fine. And I think after a couple of months, the guy called me, he's like, Chris, there is a project I want you to work on. They actually want me to work on that project, but then I don't have enough time because I have a lot of things on my table right now. I want you to work on this project. Then I was very happy. I'm like, okay, here we go. I wanted to have a company. I wanted to have clients. I couldn't get to those clients and stuff like that. And then now it's like someone is handing over clients to me. So this is the opportunity I don't want to lose. We had our first meeting. We spoke about the project. And I didn't actually notice the deepness of tech skills that was needed for that project. Remember, everything that I wanted was money, and that was an opportunity I couldn't lose. Why? Because I wanted experience. I needed to have like some sort of a real-world experience where you can showcase some stuff that you've built to potential clients and stuff like that. And I also wanted to work with other people to understand what actually goes on in the real-world environment. So we had a meeting, and the first thing that scared me away from that meeting, I was the only software developer. Everyone else, we had project manager, we had product manager. Because when people are outsourcing their project and stuff like that, they know those people like freelancers and how do you call them, consultants, and all those people. They have a lot of experience and can handle big projects. They don't need actually a team because they've been working in the industry, they've been gaining knowledge and stuff. Now it's time to work, to carry on solo. So they know those people have experience. And they were thinking that I was one of them. Well, I wasn't. So we spoke about the project. After talking about the project, I'm like, okay, it's fine. This is an opportunity that we never miss. Let me go and study because I really believe and I know that nothing is complicated. There's not, we don't have like this thing of, how can I call it? Like you can't do X, Y, Z. It all comes down to how fast you can learn. It all comes down to the knowledge that you have. Even today, if you decide to do something, if you are focused, you are interested in it, you can go and learn about it, and then tomorrow you can come here with the skills required for you to run it. Then sometimes being optimistic can also betray you. Why? Sometimes if you don't really analyze things the way they are. Because I had like this sort of mindset, I'm like, okay. Because one thing that I forgot to mention, during that period of time, after trying to build my own company and then it failed, and I went back and tried to study more and understand more how things work, I had to sustain my life like in between. So I was like, let me get another job. It happened that I got a job which wasn't a tech-related job. So I got a job and I was working 9 to 5 during the day. And then that's when it happened that I met the guy and he suggested me the project I was supposed to build. So I thought that I had everything figured out. I'm like making my plan in my head, like, okay, I'm going to come back from work and I'm gonna study at night. I'm going to wake up around midnight, probably go through some YouTube videos and try to iron out things that I don't understand and work on the project, so everything's gonna be perfect. Then I forgot about so many things. I forgot about the pressure that the project brings. I forgot about managing the expectation, because when you're working with people, you don't have to be the broker, because some of the teams are actually depending on you, especially in the tech industry. All those are people, product manager, project manager, we're talking about scrum master, we're talking about DevOps engineer, all those people, they depend on the guy who's building the application. If you don't build that application, you have no project to manage. You don't build it, the product manager does not have anything to try to check the requirement against, and the marketing team, they don't have anything to market. So the pressure from all other teams, as it was just a side gig, we didn't really have a team, but we have individuals. The pressure from all those individuals were coming down to me because they wanted me to manage the expectation and give them everything that they need so that they can carry on with their work. Then I started working on the project. It was getting harder and harder because that was a very huge project, a huge one. It was with one of the well-known telco companies here in South Africa. So working on the project, and somewhere down the road, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do this. I forgot about the progress I've made. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do this. Because I'm a very honest person. Even when I was looking for a job, there's a guy who reached out to me, is like, hey Grace, we're looking for a software engineer. I went through the JD job description. I told him, I'm like, you know what? I don't miss the requirements. I don't have experience to everything that you guys want. And then he's like, no, just come for the interview. The job description is just out there for you. I mean, to try to filter out. Come, we're going to decide. So I'm like, okay, let me talk to these people and tell them I'm not the right guy. I'm not the guy who's supposed to work on the project. I called the guy, I think it was somewhere around 6 p.m. And then actually sent him a message. And then the next day in the morning, he came back to me and he's like, okay, I heard your complaints and everything, I understand. But let me tell you one thing. The work that you have done so far, it's way more better than you can even imagine. We actually like the project you built because we've worked with a lot of software engineers, but with yours, we're talking about it. This is a very good thing that you've done. And then I understand the pressure and probably you don't have enough experience, you don't know. Because in my head, I thought all those software engineers, they have everything figured out. They don't get stuck. They just like work on their project as if they're working in a park. That wasn't the case. After getting to that level, then I understand, I'm like, okay, this is what we do. You get stuck, you spend like 2 days before a ticket, you don't even know what to do. And then you do research. So those experiences are things that I was really lacking. And I didn't know how things actually go in the work environment. So they told me, we're going to get you a mentor. We're going to get you someone you can talk to who has deep knowledge in tech, so that whenever you get stuck, you can talk to the person. So they got me this other lady from Kenya. She's actually in Kenya. We're working remotely. And then I was explaining to her the project and how far I've went with the project and stuff like that. I noticed one thing. Most of the things she was telling me was things that I already knew. But I was just doubting myself. Why? Because I didn't know about actually the work environment and stuff. I didn't know any of those stuff. So here's the most important point I wanted to actually point out this morning. It's mentorship. Mentorship is very crucial. At this point, look at me. I managed to get knowledge from books and stuff. What I didn't have was experience, real-world experience. So for you to probably get yourself up the road, you need somebody who has taken that path before you. You need a mentor, someone who can tell you, okay, it's okay, we all get stuck, this is what we do. Someone who can tell you, oh no, this is how we do the connection, this is how we do this is our system design, and all those technical stuff. You need someone to tell you that. So we're noticing it, that okay, this guy is actually good, doing well. We didn't ask him to do this, we didn't ask him to do this, but look at his work. Then it actually gave me like some sort of confidence, and then I get that opportunity to be part of a meeting that were not even tech related, I had to be there as a tech person to help them in making decisions and stuff like that. And that's what I wanted because I know it's very important for my business. So at that point, I'm going to cut a long story short. At that point of time, I was like, okay, now I'm ready to try to rebuild my company. Let me now try to rebuild my company. It was the first company that was registered for me just to make money. It was registered under a different name. And this time around, I didn't want to reuse the same name because I had a very bad experience with that. I'm like, I'm going to register a new company and try to do everything from scratch because now I can see I'm gaining experience in this thing. I went ahead and registered a company. Then I was thinking of what should I do now? Should I resign and go like 100% to my company, or what should I do? Right? Because back then I was just a single guy. Now I'm married, I have a kid, so every decision counts. You have to make sure you think it through, because otherwise you're gonna be in trouble. So I decided, okay, I have to play it safe, even if it's not always the good way to always try to play it safe. Sometimes you have to take a risk, but then you have to measure the risk. You don't just take a risk blindly. So I'm going to actually try to play it safe. What I did is start running my company concurrently with my 9-to-5 job. We started, this is going to take us to point 5, which is Gtech Labs, the company that I'm talking about. So this company here, what we do, I can go back to, I don't have to follow me. So Gtech Labs, now I decided to approach it in a way of like consultancy company, because that was the only way I could have actually managed to blend the cake between my 9-to-5 and make sure my company is still running. And then as I was doing good at my staff, running a company and reaching out to people as a consultancy company, we managed to get a good contract with a lot of telcos, because the area of operation, it's MEA, Middle East and Africa. Middle East, we're talking about Arabia Saudi, Dubai, and that side of North Africa and stuff like that. So we worked with a lot of telcos, telecommunication companies. In South Africa, we had, I'm talking about Vodacom, a couple of contracts with Vodacom, and Etisalat, that's sort of Dubai, and Mobile KSA, that's sort of Arabia Saudi and stuff like that. So that actually is one part of the company. Because remember from the beginning, my plan was to build something. When you actually operating as a consultant, you can go and build for them, and then after that, it's their product. So my goal was to bring solution. That's why we decided to have 2 different branches in the company. One, we're going to keep on running as a consultancy company, and then the second one, we're going to build our own products and stuff like that. So by building products, this is a very tricky part. Why? Because you have to find a problem, and then you need to bring a solution. And when you bring a solution, you also have to be creative about it. I'm just going to give an example. Like a lot of people say your idea has to be unique and stuff like that. Yeah, I believe it has to be unique, but remember we had Facebook, we had WhatsApp, and then after that we had Instagram. What the difference between those social medias? Let me tell you, let me ask you a question. Today you are a VC. You have your money, you need to found a company. Let's assume that Instagram does not exist, but then you have Facebook, you have WhatsApp. And then I'm pitching my idea to you, tell you that the application I'm going to build is going to help people to share pictures and stuff. What's going to be your reaction? What is your application? How is it different to Facebook and WhatsApp? So it all comes down to what Darby said, which is very important. Actually, what we receive, the idea that we receive sometimes to try to solve, to try to bring a solution, we receive it as an inspiration. An inspiration can never be understood. You are the only one who understands it. And then when you have an inspiration, the inspiration does not only comes like that, it's going to attract people who are predestinated to believe in you in that project. Because today, Instagram it's making a lot of money. Before it got sold to Facebook, to Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Instagram was making a lot of money. But then prior to that, we already had a couple of social medias. So if you come up with another social media app, you're going to be like, okay, what is it? How is it going to be different to other stuff? So you need to, because me personally, I only trust two things. When I have to take a business decision, I trust the data that I have, and I trust my gut. That's all. Because I know my gut will never lie to me, and the data never lies. So, and the other side of Gtech Labs is us building different products. So we actually building product in different departments. Right now we are more focused on the education and some government stuff for some countries in Africa, still ongoing product. And then fleet management and freight management. And we're also doing consultancy in the banking industry, which I can't say here is their staff, they are very private with their staff and stuff like that. So that will bring us to my last slide, which is the conclusion. So my conclusion here is that I'm going to actually summarize it in 5 different points. Even if you lost me in between my talk and stuff, I got you. You didn't lose anything. You didn't miss anything. I think my conclusion will help you to understand what I was trying to say. So the first point is you have to master your mind, because it all starts there. I'm not going to go deep into that because Darby talked about it, and I think we all know it has to start here, and then you have to manifest it. And then remember, the Bible says, God has chosen your heart to dwell, and the devil has chosen your mind. That's the greatest battle ever fought. So that means if you can master here, you are good. Because everything goes through your mind. Before it goes down to your heart, it goes through your mind first. If you can master this one, you're going to be good to go. And then the second point is going to be, you have to break the ice. You have an idea, just put it out there. You don't have to wait for it to be perfect. Put it out there and get feedback from the audience. Especially in the tech industry, I see a lot of people doing this mistake. They're going to build a product as if they were building it for engineers. They're going to put a lot of features that people don't even know how to use them. And then it's going to take them a lot of time to release the product. While you're going to see a guy who does not even have a background in tech, going to just come with a simple idea, and then they build a prototype in less than a month, and then they put it out there, start getting feedback, and then start scaling. So you have to break the ice. Build your application, not build the application, whatever project you have in mind, whatever idea you have in mind, just put it out there, and then probably you might not actually be in the right direction, but then your audience, people that you're trying to bring your application to serve, yes, they are the ones who are going to tell you exactly what they want. Because the moment you're building your stuff, you can have some sort of service and stuff, it's not going to give you the accurate information. Accurate information will simply come from people you are trying to serve. So break the ice, put your app out there, and then get feedback, keep on scaling, and keep on changing your application. In fact, the Airbnb application that we have today, this is not how it was built. When it was built back in the days, it didn't have a lot of features that we have today. But then they keep on adding features and features. So if they had to wait to have it complete, like have everything and then they release it after that, they're probably going to wait forever. So breaking the ice, it's very important. And then the third one is going to be seek mentorship. A mentor is someone who's going to save you a lot of time. A lot of time. So if I didn't have a mentor in my life, or I didn't follow a mentorship program in my life, I was probably going to get back out. By then, it was going to take me a lot of time and a lot of energy. So mentorship is very crucial. And the fourth one is you have to have a clear plan. Like my plan from the beginning was to build my business. It was to build a company. It was an idea that I had, like some sort of revelation I had, but then I didn't know how to go about it. But then at the end of, not really the end of my career, but then somewhere down the road, after having a lot of experience and gaining understanding what goes on in the market, it's actually helped me to get back to my original idea and try to rebuild what I always had in my mind. So the last one is going to be celebrate your small wins. Everything matters. So celebrating something, a small achievement, you have to have plans, you have to have goals, you have to have objectives. And then, because your objectives are like short-term goals that you have. But then when you come back and look at your daily tasks, because it all comes down to what you do every day. You become better at what you do every day. If you ask people, they're going to be like, I want to be a millionaire, I want to have a lot of money, but then just ask them 3 questions. The first one, what did you do yesterday? The second one, what did you do this week? The third one, what did you do this month? And then ask them, your daily activity, do they match the person you want to become? Then they have a clear answer. So you have to celebrate small wins because there is no such a thing like a big victory. A big victory is simply a concatenation of small victories together, and then you have a big one. Because it has to be steps. When you bring all those steps together, it gives you a clear picture of what you want to achieve. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to share with you guys this morning. And the floor is yours.
Thank you.